Yo, what's up, people? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? So, I just wanted to thank everybody for subscribing. I know I don't have a lot of followers, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I'm just appreciated. I'm very appreciated of the people that are following me, that are actually just telling people about the channel and what I do, because I really do this because it's like therapy for me. Because when I'm off work, out of work, these damn notifications on phone, man, freaking people hitting me up on Instagram. I don't know who the hell they are. Sorry about that. So I'm really enthusiastic about this channel. I'm very happy what I have done so far, and I just wanted to take the time to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody that's been supporting me in the channel, and just hitting that subscribe and like button, because it does send out signals to other people to watch the channel that has not have the opportunity to watch content like this. And I gotta put this phone on silent. Sorry, guys. This is driving me nuts. I'm sorry. I gotta put this phone on silent. Sorry about that. Before I got rudely interrupted with these notifications. So, yeah. So I really appreciate it, and I want people to know, and especially people that do not know about firearms and things of that nature. The reason being I put this channel out is to encourage people. If you don't feel comfortable getting a firearm for protection, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I will suggest, if you decide not to get a firearm, is to have at least something to protect yourself. Whether it's a mace, whether it's a pocket knife, something that you can protect yourself in case of a situation. You know what I mean? A matter of fact, knives are mostly, I could say this, some knives are more expensive than even guns. They have very, very good quality knives that are very expensive. I'm looking into a couple of them for myself, because you want to have a good knife in case of a situation. So there's nothing wrong with having a knife. Actually, like I just said, some knives are a lot of knives. I'm talking about real knives, not no cheapo depot knife or flip-on knife that you could find at Home Depot or whatever. These are cheap knives. They do the job. Whatever floats your boat, if you feel comfortable rocking that and that's all you have, that's better than nothing. But there is some really nice knives that can do some real damage. And if you train with them and you know how to use a knife in case of a situation, you're good to go. The reason why I bring up guns in particular, and this is a shotgun. I usually have this on the side of the bed somewhere laying around just in case somebody runs up in the crib. This is a Moxburg Um, Moxburg. I want to get a brace for this, just to have that 3 points of contact. I want to have like a little brace for this. This attached here. So this is a Moxburg 500, and this is, I think this was when I went to the gunsmith, he said this was police trading, but I don't know that. I don't believe that shit. Is this a Moxburg 500? But this is an excellent gun for the truck, for your car, your truck. Like I have an SUV, so I put this in the back or whatever sometimes. Like I rotate them around because I got the 300 blackout too. And shotguns are really good, but like I said, if you don't want to opt out for a gun, because some people, believe it or not, some people believe not having a gun, which in my opinion, why not have a gun? Because the reason being I say that to say this is your God-given right, first of all. Second of all, there's other people in the streets with guns. Why wouldn't you want to have a gun? There's crazy people in the streets with guns. So the more people that have the integrity, I want to say integrity, the more people that have integrity, the more people that's good people that are going to be having these firearms, the better we are as a community, right? So I want to encourage people, don't be afraid to, get a firearm, whether it's a Taurus, and I'll go as far as saying High Point. High Point was my first firearm that I purchased. Did I like it? No. Would I suggest it? No. I sold it to a friend of mine that owns a mechanic shop. He didn't have a lot of money, so I sold it to him, and I guess he likes it. Whatever. It's a good friend of mine's. But going back to the subject, like, what a firearm is a firearm. The reason why I don't like High Point, it's too bulky. It's too bulky. Now, the carbines, I will say the carbines is all right. I will say the carbines are all okay. They're not the best. Would I recommend the carbines? Yeah, all day. The firearms, like the 9mm handguns or whatever, I would say if it's better than nothing, it's better than you having a stick, of course. One thing about High Point, a lot of people joke around with, High Point, I pick on High Point because High Point is like the lowest of low. But people, they're not the lowest. I'm gonna take that back. They're not the lowest of low, but they're the lowest quality main handguns in the ranks, because there's other guns that's worse than High Point that I won't even mention. So, but a lot of people flag High Point, but to be real with you, they work. They work, and they go bang bang. So in the end of the day, High Point is like one of those things, like is one of those fat girls that you're just gonna take out for a date or whatever. My friend makes fun of that, but it's real. I mean, in the end of the day, High Point does its work. It is reliable. Are they bulky and ugly looking? Yes. I was actually looking into getting the Canic 10mm, just for shits and giggles, just because I love 10 millimeter and I love that 10 millimeter is offering this, and it's already threaded. It has already a threaded barrel. That's the only thing that I will buy from High Point, because the reason being is because I love 10 millimeter. But other than that, you know, whatever that can defend yourself, your family, you know, you, if you're a single person and you know, you out there and you don't have nothing, get encouraged, bro. Get encouraged, because it is important for you to know your rights and to have that God-given right that everybody has the ability to get a firearm and defend themselves. Like I have people that commented on me taking too long to explain my, you know, this particular content. I have to take the time to talk to people, because some people are afraid, and there's nothing to be afraid about. And I'll leave with this quote, because I was just watching this morning of I know you guys have heard, or you maybe not heard of a movie called Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom is a real movie based on a true story, based on a is a movie based on a true story on a guy that was saving kids from human trafficking. And this goes on in today's society. And the only way we can, you know, possibly help out is that we be aware and look at the situation. Now, there was this quote from one of my mentors that I know, and his name is Joe, and it says I have a lot of his gear, and if you guys want links to his gear, one of my shirts, in the back of the shirt says, evil triumphs when good men do nothing. That's the only way evil triumphs, when good men do nothing. Therefore, you as the individual have to do something. Okay? I'm gonna leave it at that. Let that resonate with you. You know, let that cook in your stove, and understand that. The reason why I bring that up is because people need to be aware of what's going on behind closed doors, and stop being afraid of the situation, because it's better to be prepared and know what's going on when the shit hits the fan, other than when the shit hits the fan, it's over, because you got milliseconds to react. So you have to be that person to respond. So if you're not prepared and you don't have, you know, your tools at hand, like you know, I'll mention another scenario. I had a situation with my alternator. Okay, my alternator went bad. You know, it drains your battery. So when your alternator goes bad, it drains your battery. So you need to get it at. You got two scenarios. You can either buy, you can either buy a used battery. I mean, one of those refurbished batteries, and try to rock off with that until you fix the situation. Or you could find somebody to help you out, because I didn't have a mechanic. So I didn't have the luxury to get a used battery, because, you know, we're limited in cars. I don't have two cars. So, which I should think about getting another car. That's a good idea, actually. Now that I'm thinking about that, getting this a secondary car just in case mines go out again. Um, but you know, going to the scenario of being prepared. Uh, a guy from the neighborhood that I don't really rock with like that. I mean, I thought he was cool. He was an asshole, and he, I thought he was really cool dude, whatever. And I asked him if I could borrow his tools to fix my alternator, to put a new one. And he said, bring the car to his house. Okay, I'll bring the car to his house. He said he could do it. He stood there 3 days on my car, and I said, "Yo, dude, is everything all right?" And he was like, "Oh, I need help. Can you come help me?" And I said, "All right." So evidently he didn't know what he looked like he was doing. One, he broke the dust cover from a timing belt. Two, another thing. All I asked him if I could borrow his tools, if I could do the job, and now, I did the whole job by myself, and I paid him $200 because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and I basically did the whole job. He did help me. I'm not gonna say he didn't help me. He did help me somewhat, but you could basically say I did the whole job by myself, and he just helped me out. I'm not gonna say that he didn't do nothing. He did help me out somewhat, but I paid him $200. I had my car laying down there for 3 days. The freaking alternator, I mean, the timing belt cover, which that's an important piece, because if any dust or anything goes in that timing belt, your engine is done, is finito. So I say that to say this. Now I'm buying tools little by little to be prepared in case of a situation happens to me again. And it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna be claiming to say that I'm a professional mechanic, or but I just have basic tools, and that's all you need in case of a situation, that you have basic tools at hand to handle the job. You're not gonna have everything because you're not a professional mechanic shop. I was thinking about investing in a lift, because I have a shed in the back, and this work on cars and shit, and get like a professional lift. But that's an investment, and who knows, maybe in the future I will do that. But I'm just saying, because it's better to prepare yourself, have a first aid kit, have know how to wrap up people in case of emergencies, get training. It's better to prepare yourself, because if you are prepared, you won't get dealt with. You know what I mean? I want to say you're most likely to defeat the situation if you're well prepared. You know what I mean? It's like a UFC trained boxer. You think they're gonna go in the ring thinking that they're gonna fight to lose? You gotta be prepared. You gotta be trained. You gotta be ready. Because if you're not ready, you gotta train yourself. And you might not be better than everybody else. It's not about being better than everybody else. It's about training yourself now, so if a situation was to occur, okay, I'm ready. You know what I mean? This is not about competition. This is not about who's better. No, it's about you being ready in whatever circumstance or a situation you're in. You could be disabled or whatever the case may be, but you still have the rights to defend yourself. And you know, but I don't know. I just wanted to touch on that because everybody is in a different category in their life. But if you have the ability to defend yourself, because some people don't, if you have the ability to defend yourself, by all means, defend yourself. Just don't stay there and get rocked. You know what I mean? Well, if you're able to defend yourself, you should be able to handle your business. Because if somebody runs up in your house or your apartment, whatever the case may be, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna let them do what they do, your life is over. That's it. I'm sorry to tell you, it's over. But if you are prepared, you got a chance. You got more than a chance. You probably have the upper hand versus the other people that's trying to invade you and get their shit rocked. You got the upper hand. So wouldn't you like to have that versus these people taking advantage of you or your family or whatever the case may be? Just think about that. Just let that resonate. And like I said, I'm going to leave it with the quotation, let it cook on your stove and think about it. Evil triumphs when good men do nothing. With that being said, guys, I love the enthusiasm. I love the people that's following me. Keep on, man. And, like I said, like and subscribe. And if I say something and you want to add on to the comment section, just, let me know. But I really want to encourage people with this channel. That's Omar the Crowbar, hitting you off with my thought process on, being armed and aware and being trained. Get your training. Of course, you need to get training. You need to go to a personal trainer and get training, like for real. Somebody that knows their shit, that's trained, that USCCA has good trainers. The only thing is, right now I'm in a situation, I don't really have a stable job as of right now. But once I start getting my shit together, yes, I would love to be a part of USCCA or, the NRA or, whatever training you can get as far as people. Just get training. Get somebody that's professional. Get somebody that is legit. With that being said, guys, like I said, like and subscribe. Love you guys. Be safe.